everybody.
Welcome, everybody, to Eyes Wide Shut Podcast '07. And I'm here with Seti, and he is our man of the hour who has a lot of information about relationships and subjects of that matter. So, ladies, today we're going to talk about us. The topic for today, oh, and by the way, my name is Dee, and I'm your moderator. I have a lot to say, and I'm sure Seti has a lot of information for us.
Can't wait to get
Today's
started.
topic is gonna be he's ready to start already, you ladies. Women 55 and older. Are we hard to date, or is it just a reflection of experiences? So what's your take on that?
Well, first of all, you can reach me at Eyes Wide Shut Podcast '07. Um, like, subscribe to my channel. Now, getting into the point at hand. A lot of guys aren't interested in women over 55, not because they're not attractive, not because they're not beautiful, not because they got themselves together. It's none of that. It's because they're hard to deal with. We talk about the barbershop. We talk about it when all the fellas get together. It's like they say, and I'm just coming straight. If they're going to take care of a woman, it's going to be a youngster. If they're going to do for a woman, it's going to be a youngster. Because nowadays, women over 55, not all of you. So don't y'all get jolted, get excited, or think I'm talking. If the shoe fit, you might want to put that shoe on. These days, a lot of women that are over 55 are trying to run with the women that's 25. And when I say run with them, act like they act, do what they do. They want a man to take care of them. They want a man to do this and do that. A lot of times, a woman over 55, you come with a lot of mental baggage. Women, younger women, they don't come with mental baggage because they haven't been through a lot. You're smart enough to know everything about the man that you're dealing with. And when I say know everything about the man you're dealing with, because you 55, 65, 75, 50. You've been in relationships, so you get an idea of how men are these days. So it's almost like the guys always say. Most women over 50 judge men that they talk to before even start talking to. A perfect example, most women will see a man do something. The first thing come out their mouth is, you remind me of my ex. My ex used to do that. You remind me of this. You remind me of that. You know, and guys are starting to get tired of that. Literally. They're getting tired of it because they feel like, I'm not your ex. Every man is not the same, but they always feel like women over 55, 50, 60, they're set in their ways. And a lot of times they are, because they're ready to accuse a man of any certain thing, regardless if he did it or not. Why? Because that's what the last man did. Why? Because they was in a relationship for 30 years and it didn't work out. So they already, in the back of their mind, they already ready to either start an argument or leave. Accuse them of something or leave. Or start a fight or leave. And in a sense, I understand, because if you've been through something, or if you had a lot of relationships, or if you had a lot of long-term relationships. So now you at the age right now is, shit, I don't trust nobody. I ain't dealing with nobody. If I do got a new guy come in my life, I'm already ready to kick him out the door if he do anything. So most men think women over 55 are combative. They fuss too much, they argue too much, their trust level is zero, and it's almost like a waste of time.
Let me stop you. Let me stop you. Because you said a couple things that I need to unpack for us females. First things first. Mental baggage comes at any age, whether they're a younger woman or an older woman. Younger women experience jerks throughout their dating career too, and they're going to hold you accountable for that. Or bad experience with not having daddy. They got daddy issues because they still young. So I disagree with older women have more mental baggage than younger women. So I want you to touch on that. Then I got another thing that you said. I want us to roll real back on that one.
First of all, Yeah. Younger women got a mental baggage. Younger women have issues. Younger women have a lot of things that older women have. But this is the problem with it. They don't know no better. This is the problem with it. They don't know how to let that go. This is the problem with it. They're young, and most of the time, excuse my language, they're kind of dumb and kind of slow. That's why these young women are run behind a youngster with his pants hanging off of them and got no money, ain't got no job, or argue their mom back and forth when their mom tell him he ain't no good, and then when they find he really ain't no good, it's too late. So yeah. But the problem with that is older women should know better. Older women should know, let that go. Young women don't know no better. So that's the difference. If you're 55 years old, you went through something, let that go. If you're 60 years old and went through something, let that go. You can't judge all men the same. And that's the problem a lot of my friends have with older women, that they are a handful. It's not worth the effort. And like one of my friends was saying, you got these women out here just because they still got body, just because they still got beauty, just because they still got ass, and y'all for the hate what I'm getting ready to say. They act like they brand new. No, you're brand new. So who? You in that mirror? Because to a man, if you're 60 years old and still look like a 20-year-old, you're a 60-year-old inside of your body. You're a 60-year-old inside of your heart. You're a 60-year-old inside of your mind. But you want to carry yourself like you're 25? Like one of my homeboys said, once again, before I deal with a woman that's 65 to act 25, go get me a 25-year-old.
Let's talk about why are we hard to deal with?
I think, can I answer?
Yes.
I think it's because of the fact that past bad relationships, past bad decisions, past bad dealing with a guy for 20 years and 15 years of that marriage was horrible. Dealing with a guy that, that cheated on you and continued to cheat, and you stayed there. And you stayed there so long, you didn't leave. He decided to leave, which hurts. Dealing with a guy that had a couple of babies outside of marriage and you was with him for 30 years. Dealing with a guy that did you wrong, but you're stuck in there all them years. Dealing with a guy most of your life you've been married to, high school sweetheart, but after 30 years of being together, he decided he's walking out the door for a youngster. That comes from all that. But I got to say this. I don't feel sorry for none of you. And I'm gonna tell you why. I don't understand why when a grown adult woman see signs of this dude ain't gonna change. We've been together 15 years. He's still cheating. We've been together 30 years. He's still treating me in a kind of way. We've been together 14 years. He still ain't changed. And then when he decides to leave, you're mad at everybody that had nothing to do with that. So I'm sorry, but I kind of blame the woman. Because when you see all them red flags and you stayed there, most men, and I'm not calling men, I'm gonna say boys in a men's body. If you put up with it, he gonna stick with you. If you let him deal with what he deal with, he gonna keep dealing with it. You let him cheat, he gonna keep cheating. You don't let people get away with that. And most of the time, these women knowing their husband or boyfriend of 15 or 20, 25 years is cheating, sleeping with other women, having babies outside the marriage, and stick with him, even though nobody stick with him because I've been married to him this long. I'm not going nowhere. But this is the problem. When he, not you, when he, once again, not you, when he decides to leave, now you're mad at the world. Why? Because you stayed there so long dealing with all that shit, and he got the nerve to leave. But guess who get the brunt of all that? Whatever man come in your life, gonna feel that. Whatever man come in your life, gonna deal with that. Whatever man come in your life, that's why I say that a lot of my friends say older women is hard to deal with. And don't let her have a figure and a pretty face. And she worse than unattractive women. Why? Because she feel like that's supposed to get her by. But you forget, baby, you 65, 45, 55, 75. You're attractive to that mirror. But to me, to you, it's not the same. Because most men looking at you as a pretty 65-year-old woman that's very combative. Because one thing about I don't care how you look, you still won't act your age. If you're combative, you're combative. It don't matter.
Let's talk about acting someone's age. And you're not the first man that has said that I've heard say that, if they're going to throw money at a woman, it's going to be a younger woman. But
Yep.
when you're dealing with a younger woman comes younger women baggage.
True.
And younger women don't have any, your experiences as a 50-plus-year-old guy versus a young girl can't even relate to the same music, can't relate to the same TV shows, can't relate to the same way of growing up because they're on a whole totally different wavelength. They have no assets because they blinking and looking at your assets. They don't have the career and the experiences and the 401ks and the background. They trying to live off of your coattail. So another subject for a different show, you throwing money at some coochie that can't ever build at the level a more experienced woman can build with you. Now what you got on that?
A man don't care how much you're building with him. He don't care how much you bring into the relationship. He don't care how much money you're making as 55 and y'all living in a nice home, or you live in a nice home and you got a nice car and you got all this going for you 55 years old. Because when he thinking is, I'd rather have something smooth and fresh that's 25, 30 years old laying next to me that I'm paying for than something 55 or 65 and kind of wrinkly, kind of used, kind of abused, been through a lot of relationships, I've had a lot of husbands, they had a lot of boyfriends, been through a lot. Other than this right here, this is brand new. Makes me feel young too. I'm not talking about me personally, because I don't do youngsters. The only thing a young woman can do for me is babysit. And that coming from me. But I'm speaking for me, not these other guys. Because a lot of guys like young women. I don't understand why, but that's a whole nother story. But they don't want older women because it's too much work. Everybody says the same thing that I talk to. Guys at my job, guys at the barbershop, guys that I hang out with. Older women are too much work because they got too much baggage, and most of the baggage is mental baggage because they always upset, always in a bad mood, always wanting for stuff they don't bring to the table, always complaining about stuff, always angry, always mad, always upset. I can go on, and everybody got the same complaint. That's why they say that older women are too combative. And what older women don't understand is, and y'all can take this or y'all can leave this, but my advice is to take it. If you want to dress like a younger woman, do that because you got the body. If you want to portray yourself like a younger woman, do that because you got the body. If you want to wear the kind of clothes that younger women wear, do that because you got the body. This is a mistake y'all making. You can do all that because you got the body, but older men don't have no respect for you because the first thing they think is something wrong with her. Because she's 65 years old, got her breasts hanging out. She's 65 years old, got her ass cheeks hanging out. She's 65 years old, got her stomach hanging out. Older women aren't, we looking at that because that's a youngster. They looking at you like, what's wrong with her? How you 65, 60, 50 years old and you dressing like you're 19? It makes a man have no respect for you. It ain't the same. I know y'all want to say, well, if y'all looking at her like that and she's 25 and 30 years old, I'm going to wear that too. It ain't the same. Because now we're talking about you badly and we're talking about her like, ooh, nice. We're looking at you like, oh my God. It ain't the same. I don't care how fine, pretty, sexy you think you are. Men don't respect older women that dress like thoughts. You just an older thought. You got a younger thought and an older thought.
Newsflash. A lot of us women look at older women who dressing beneath their age. We ain't looking too favorable at them either because I agree with you. Dress your age. You can still look sexy, but leave that youngster mini skirt showing part of your JJ, your cleavage, no underwear on. Come on, fix that. You're too old for that. You can be sexy and look a certain way. So a lot of us are on your page with that. However, I still have the tendency to think that managing a younger woman is harder because she's got young girl mentality. She don't know how to save. She don't understand the value of a dollar. All she wants is, I want these shoes. Can you get my nails done? It's time for me a new weave. Pat my head. Nails real long, eyelashes long. All they do is clout chasing. They on the internet. They face timing. not FaceTime and Facebook living and Instagram, TikToking, and y'all too old to try to keep up with that. So don't tell me that's not hard to manage.
Um, it ain't hard to manage, and I'm gonna tell you why. He already know she not there for him. She there for his money. He already know she not saving a quarter. Every dime he give her is for a hair, for her nails, put in her pocket. He's the dumbass. But most men are dumbasses. That's why I said that I don't understand why older men talk to young women. But that's the world we're living in right now. She not trying to save nothing. She don't want nothing. Every time they see her, she asking for stuff and he dishing out money. For what? So he can feel young? So he can be next to a youngster? So he can have a young girlfriend? And the first time that she find and 99, let's go back up. And 99.9% of the time, these young women talking to these older guys at 60 and 40, excuse me, 60 and 50, 55 years old, sometimes 70, they got a man. That's why I be laughing at these guys that's my age talking to these youngsters. I be wanting to say, man, she got a man. No, that's my girl. I keep her nails done and I give her money. And she give you $50. You give her $100, you give her $500, and she give half to her man. So I said all this to say that older guys don't would prefer to have something young than something old and combative. Something young that I don't see all the time. She don't get on my nerves. She come by the house. I give her $200-$300. She gone by business. I can relax. When I need somebody to lay against me, lay on me, do this and do that, I'll call. She come over. That's tired. It don't make no sense. But a lot of the guys from the millionaires to the hundredaires have women like that. And I'm not the one to understand it because I don't understand why nobody talks to these youngsters when they my age or older. But when it's all said and done, they don't like older women because older women, I don't care what they look like. When it's all said and done, I don't care if you're old and unattractive or you're old and attractive. What all of y'all got in common, you're very combative, and you're hard to deal with. And a lot of people might not like what I'm saying, but I'm telling you what men are saying. That's why you see a lot of older women. I don't care if whatever you shape like, you can shape like a 10 and be beautiful. They single. I don't care how old you are. You can be sexist all day long, have a nice job, a bunch of money. They single. Because it doesn't matter what you look like when you get in them 50s, guys could care less about what you look like because they feel like you're older, you got a lot of miles on you, you're a lot of trouble, you got a lot of baggage, you got a lot of wear and tear on you. This is what men are saying. That's why they don't date older women. Now, right now, you got your older man, your older women, you got your man. Because real men date men their age. A 60-year-old man date a 60-year-old woman. A 75-year-old man want a 70-year-old woman or a 60-year-old woman. A 50-year-old man, he's dating his age. But majority these days of black men, why? Because there's so much eye candy out there. Everybody's half naked, even the older women. But you don't get looked at like the younger women. You get looked at with the side eye. What's wrong with her? I don't care how smooth your skin is. I don't care how pretty your face is. I don't care how much your breasts still stand up. You're not looked at in the same way as a youngster, and it makes you look retarded, silly, and disgusting. Guys gonna look, but they also gonna date you, get what they want, move around. Because ain't nobody trying to be your man, because evidently something is wrong with you to dress like that at your age. That's why they say a lot of older women are not worth the trouble.
Let's roll this back. I always like to kind of conclude with what could we do differently
at your age.
Well, you know what? That goes both old and young. So
that ain't gonna happen with the youngsters.
Yeah, they don't act their age either because they act immature.
Totally.
So my thing is, the topic is women 55 and older and why are they hard to date?
Combative.
What kind of advice can you give? And we just got to keep it a buck. No matter who you date, you got to vet them. No matter who you date, you got to make sure that you're compatible. No matter who you're picking to date, you have to make sure that it's a relationship that can be built upon. So, what can a woman 55 and older do to be more appealing And ladies, forgive me, I'm a woman. I'm not trying to say that we got to make ourselves more appealing because they do too, as far as men are concerned.
If you're not at the beach, stop dressing like you're at the beach. If you know you're older and your breast ain't is dragging the ground, put on a bra. That's disgusting. If you got if you don't shape like you know you're supposed to be shaped like, and I'm not gonna call it out, stop showing your body off if you know it's not a body. For some reason, the empowerment of feminists and black women have told black women show it off. And if anybody say somebody's bashing, no, it's not bashing, but everybody don't want to see that. I wish older women dressed like older women. I didn't say put on a dress down to the ground. I didn't say put on a top with your all the way down to the end of your arm and all the way up to the top. I didn't say dress like your mom was dressing back in the 80s, how mothers dressed. They wouldn't. You go into a Walmart in the 80s, you go into any of these stores, you ain't gonna see your mom walking around half. You can be with your mom ain't walking around half naked. I be seeing moms with their kids, they half naked and with little kids. Thirsty, and I'm talking about older women. I'm through talking about the young women. You ask me about what the older women need to do? Act your age. Everybody's thirsty for attention, even older women, and it's grotesque. Because what we don't like seeing is an older woman with her ass hanging out, an older woman with her stomach hanging out, an older woman with her titties hanging out, an older woman with a face full of makeup and hair dragging the ground. It don't look good because you're not 20, 30, and 40 years old. But you're so busy, thirsty for attention, and then when you get the attention, check this out. You dress like that, ass hanging out, butt cheeks hanging out, booty shorts on. You 55 years old, 60 years old, the V cut with half your titties hanging out. You're attractive. Like I said, booty shorts on, ass hanging out. You're half naked. Start dating somebody. Know why it don't work? You got all that going on. Tell you why it don't work. Because you're acting like you're 55. Your attitude like you're 55. You're carrying yourself like you're 55. You're carrying yourself like you're 65. That's why it don't work. I don't care how much you try to dress yourself up to look younger, in your heart is going to tell who you are. That's why the dude don't hang around until he get what he want and move on. Bottom line, I don't care how naked y'all dress, because older women, from the celebrities, still single, from the just regular ordinary woman, still single. And most of them are the ones that dress half naked. If you're dressing half naked, you still single, you should look in the mirror and say, what's really going on? What's really going on? Because a man going to approach you and know you're an older woman, get what he want, and move on by his business. Because as far as he's concerned, I don't want no older woman that ain't grew up yet. What else you got?
Well, that pretty much wraps it up for me, ladies. Listen, we could go on and on about the differences in ages. I think it's just women in general and knowing what you want and standing for what you deserve. Ladies, get no argument with me from that, because I still say women should dress appropriately according to their age. I totally agree with that. If you're a certain age, you shouldn't be trying to compete with your granddaughter.
And that's what they're doing. And that's the reason why they're single. They think they're single because these black men are running behind these youngsters. It ain't that these black men is running behind these youngsters, but if you win with these youngsters or win, I apologize for interrupting you. But you touched the point. But if it ain't black men don't like older women because they want these youngsters. But like a friend of mine told me, if I got a 55-year-old that's pretty, that's dressed like a youngster, and I got a youngster over here that's dressed like the 55-year-old, I'm running over here to the youngster. What I want with her for? When I can have something younger, the younger version of her. Once again, y'all look the same. She 50, 55, and 60. She's 20, 25, and 30. I'm going over here. Y'all the same. Look the same. Both y'all pretty. Both y'all fine. Both y'all sexy. But I'll take the younger version of you, because she's not combative. She's not argumentary. She's not gonna give me a hard time. It's elementary.
We can continue on with that one because I totally disagree. Younger women are equally as combative. They are equally as mouthy. They know what they want. They materialistic, and there a lot of times an older woman will say, "Listen, I got enough experience to know this. He's sitting with me. He's leaving with me. I don't have to even touch that subject." Where a young girl is gonna call you out, neck waving, grabbing and snatching air and telling you what you are or are not doing. So that again, that's another topic, and we can go on and on about this
Let
one.
me intervene. You're 100% right. Younger women are combative. They mouthy. They run their mouth all the time. But the difference between him and her, I deal with her because I know a reason why I'm with her. Sexually. I'm with her for sexually reason and to parade her around my homeboys. I'm not with her long term. If I'm with her over here, she's my age. I'm with her for long term. If she mouthy and talking shit and combative, I'm not dealing with her. I deal with the youngster because I don't care what the youngster say. I'm here for a reason. I'm not here for the youngster. I'm here for the youngster to get what I can get, to parade her around, to make me feel. I'm not talking about me personally. I'm talking about the man. To parade her around, show her around my homeboys, to lay around with her, make me feel young, make me feel vibrant. I was right here again. This older woman ain't gonna make me feel vibrant. That's the difference. Both of them combative. Both of them are combative, but I'd rather the young combative one, not the old one, because she should know better. And I'm speaking not from me, because like I said, the only thing a young woman can do for me is two things: babysit or clean the house, and that's a maid.
Well, well, well. Eyes Wide Shut Podcast '07. You heard it straight from Seti. He's got a lot of opinions. He's got a lot of experience too. So, ladies, let's always take that information and use it to our advantage. Cedric, thank you so much. Looking forward to the next subject.
You too. I would like everybody to subscribe to my channel. Push that little bell so every time I have something to say, you immediately will be jumped on top of it. I want you guys to keep checking out Eyes Wide Shut Podcast '07, and I will be back with more information. I hope that none of this is getting taken personally, what I said. I'm just saying what the men are saying, but the women are not listening. Once again, I'm saying what the men are saying, but the women are not listening. When you start listening, trust me, things get better. I'm out.